we going to dial Nic Chahine in here?
I think you might be hiding in the background.
I'm in
Nick,
here.
Oh,
he was
Nick.
hiding. He was listening in on this Ford guy. You didn't
Nick.
want to miss that.
Well, I'm listening to your numbers, and it looks like it is range bound. Talking about Ford, it does need to hold the 15.5 to 15.75, but it looks like it's got plenty of support from the open interest in the market. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But if it does lose that area, I might give back a little bit. You can notice that range is tightened up from way wider about 11 months ago, 10, 11 months ago to a pinpoint almost now. So it has potential to meander between 1575 and 1650, and I wouldn't worry about it too much if I was long it with some profits.
Okay, Nick, of course we got to go to the big dog, Apple here, and they did the quad of good news here. Can't boost the stop past 136.20 here. What's your take? Did you take any lottos going into this? What's the open interest telling you? Apple.
Yeah, the Apple, we played lottery tickets, and I usually like to do them early because there's almost always a run-up into the earnings, and so I took 2 or 3, and all of them paid. So it was the best kind of lotto where I didn't risk any money. And then last minute, I took some calls also, so I still have some booking to do this morning. It didn't surprise anybody one way or another, right? Apple, they beat. The only thing they're disappointed on is the iPads, which is also expected because of the bigger, larger screen, so fewer uses for pads. You can't it's almost like cannibalizing the one product. But this is the premier company. There's no Apple-centric fundamental reason to short it. There are easier shorts out there. So why pick on it? I know you took I heard you say you took a lottery put on it. That goes against the numbers. I looked at the past earnings. There was maybe 2 down, and the rest were up, and 1 was a push. So people like the company. They rarely disappoint. The only thing they could have disappointed on is they didn't raise their give back of capital to shareholders, and they didn't disappoint on that. So I don't have a reason to short it. It did disappoint you. You guys mentioned, I agree, it did disappoint within as far as range. Markets were expecting $7 move plus or minus on the earnings, and it didn't live up to that yet. But the day is young. It will provide support for the whole market today, so I wouldn't chase the redness of the markets just yet in the pre-open. So Apple delivered. It is the best company on the planet, and I'm not a fan of its products, but boy, it just delivers on the numbers. The number of iPhones they sell is just staggering. I just can't it's amazing.
Nick,
it's what it is.
We do. You ever hear our Potbelly lunch bets that Dennis and I do?
Yeah, I hear your bets. So go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me.
So let's see here. Dennis, you can weigh in on this one. I think Apple is not going to close above 140.
You're trying to bet with Nick here right now?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're
By
trying
when?
to get a pretty good edge there. It's
Today.
134, Joel.
Okay. All right. How about 136?
By when?
when?
He wants.
Today.
Oh, today 140. Well, you're going out on a limb.
Well, I'm trying. I'm used to.
That's how Joel tries to propose.
I'm used to dealing with Dennis here.
That has like 1% chance and hopes you take it at even odds. Give me 100 to 1 chance on that, Joel.
Okay. No, I'm used to dealing with you, Dennis. All right. What
Nick is going to be tougher to deal with because I'm kind of dumb, but Nick isn't.
Let me look. You know what? The options market, I think they got it wrong with regards to PIN. So I can't argue with it. It does have resistance above 135.
Okay.
Today, but if you believe it or not, I mean, the open interest, the magnet is so wrong that something's going to have to give by in the next couple of days.
Where's the magnet at?
125.
Ooh.
So a lot of people are going to have to roll out of that one. So
Nick, general question then. So, okay, we were kind of saying, it looked like an awesome quarter, and some people were asking, why is it not up more? Do you think the fact that the open interest and the magnet is pulling it down puts pressure on it, that actually can counter the really good quarter this side?
In my opinion, that can only be temporary because it's very easy for them to roll out of it and delay the inevitable. But why would you want to short it? I enjoy shorting things that deserve shorting, but this is, I have no fundamental reason. They sell out of everything in a second, and it looks like they're committed to making this watch work. I don't disagree with the watch. People calling it stupid, ugly. I need a phone. Eventually, it will be on everybody's hand. If not a watch, something else that's wearable. And if you start the whole industry into a watch, everybody will. They're all sheep. They will follow Apple because Apple is cool. They've got tons of cash. They will put into it, and they will make it work if this is it. So they're going to sell out of the watches they make if they didn't sell out already. And people are worried, how many did they sell? How many did they make?
11th,
they sold them
my home
all.
was broken into.
That's my opinion. So I would prefer wearing a watch that's a phone and then have a tethered tablet with it. So a phablet, I have a giant phone. I have a Samsung Mega, so it's like 6.3 inches or whatever. So I would rather have a watch that is my phone and then have the option to grab my phablet and refer to it if I need landscape, if I need real estate to browse the web or something. So I think we got it backwards. Now we have to carry our phones and we can have the watches for convenience. I think we should have the watches or something else that's wearable that is the phone, and then have the phablet attachment in the car or in ladies' purses, or and refer to those as the accessory. So eventually, Apple will figure out how to make this watch thing work. I have no reason to short it. They have fundamentals behind them. They have popularity behind them. They have the cool
And they got
factor.
the movie stars behind them here too, because I heard Beyonce was sporting like a $20,000 Apple Watch there last week. Did you see that too?
I heard it like 3 times just yesterday and the day before that. So I'm with you. Why would you? I mean, you've got to be masochistic to short the stock. And debit put spreads here and there based on technical moves are fine. Like yesterday midday, about 11 o'clock my time, I thought it would be a good short, and it was because I know Joel made some money on paper with his lottery ticket, which is now lying on the floor probably, right?
We'll see.
Nick, what about the biotech wreck here? Yes, let's move away from Apple, because the biotechs, we talked on the show here, that maybe the day there was last March when it really topped out, or just a month ago there on the quadruple witch, and we know sometimes those days turn, and that was the day that Biogen topped out. It was up 40 points that day, and 3 days later it gave it all back. And Biogen has been your leader in this sector, and ever since then, man, these biotechs really haven't been able to catch up and have been drifting lower. And yesterday's money really started flying out of this sector. Are you concerned about the biotechs?
I am very concerned. I'll tell you why. Their box in the NASDAQ is just about as big as Apple as far as influence, which is not a problem with me. I mean, a sector deserves more heavyweight than one company, right? But this is a violent sector, meaning it's a Momo. It's been trading like a momentum stock. I mean, just people say, oh, my gosh, it's down to 348. It was 220 just 12 months ago. So that's the IBB I'm talking about, which kind of represents them. So yes, it's fallen down from 365 to 348 yesterday. But that Friday you mentioned, everybody was convinced that you've got to buy it and don't look back. It's at all-time highs. It's going to be at higher all-time highs just the next day. And Monday, everybody flips the switch. Sell, sell, sell. It goes down to 335 in 4 different candles, 4 fast candles downwards. It bounces a couple times and then remounts a rally, fails to meet that high that they busted out, 375 on the IBB again, I'm talking. And here we are back down. I don't like this price action. I don't like the fact that a momentum sector this heavyweight in the NASDAQ has this much control and influence on everybody's livelihood. I mean, they invested in the NASDAQ, and then you put them at risk with something this violent. I don't think that they're done going down. I mean, they have room. Let's put it this way. Biogen, specifically, you mentioned it had several ascending channels, and they broke one after the other. This 389 in Biogen, you can argue, could be a loosely interpreted measured move target of a head and shoulder, which is a bearish pattern, where the peak was that Friday, the top of the head. So does it have more room downside? Yes, it does, because Biogen, for example, was in the 280s, 290s just 12 months ago, and here we are $100 higher than that, and we're calling it a disaster. So there's definitely room to go down, especially if markets in general do correct. I mean, these guys will not be immune from another leg down. So I would be cautious catching these knives, but if you're an uber bull in that, I mean, the easiest way to do it, safest way to do it is to do debit call spreads where your amount of money you can lose is set at the opening of the trade. So if you dedicate a few $100s, then you know you can't lose more than that, as opposed to jump into these high-priced stocks and indices and then find yourself with bigger losses.
Sheldon is pointing out that the biotech sell-off followed the semiconductor sell-off, two of the core leaders the past few years. So little sector rotation. They'll find somewhere else to put the money. Nick, before we let you go here, as Apple gets under 134, GoPro due to announce after the close today. Give us your take on GoPro.
GoPro, at some point we got to stop looking at it because it's starting to trade boring-wise. I don't have any trades on GoPro, and it's been boring since for the last, 20 days, maybe 30 days, or early March, I should say. And as far as the open interest is concerned, there are more calls than puts, so more people exuberant. But I think that it will have resistance starting at 45.5, 46, but it does have support too. So earnings are coin flips as far as immediate reaction. You can have all the numbers at hand. The CFO could come on the show ahead of time and say, here's my P&L, and you still couldn't guess how the market's going to take it. So it's how you believe the company and what you believe the company is going to tell you they're going to do going forward. I don't buy the story the way it is right now. It's a camera company. I just saw the coolest Sony camera that would compete with GoPro, and if I need to spend $350, I'd buy the Sony one, not the GoPro one, for example, and because it comes with a watch and everything else. So they have to say something that excites people going forward. Yes, we have cool cameras. We're selling the tar out of them, but here's the one more thing, right? That's the Jobs thing, the one more thing, and that's what Tesla's doing. We got that one more thing coming this week. I don't know what it is. So as a camera company, I'm not too excited about it. The markets could run it up, could sell it based on the headline, but they have to say what else. Where is the story going to go from here? Is it just a camera company?
All right.
It's not that exciting, but tell me more.
Okay, Nic Chahine, options expert. He joins us every Tuesday to discuss this week's options outlook, a Marketfy Maven and the author of Create Income with Options Spread. Nick, thanks for being flexible on your time today. We really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week.
It's a privilege. Thank you.